Hey friends, oh my God. Court TV just called out Gypsy Rose Blanchard and Casey Anthony simultaneously and roasted them. Let's take a look together, y'all.
Now, for what's trending in true crime, a well-known convicted killer is coming at Casey Anthony for
I like how they introduced her as a well-known convicted killer.
launching her career as a legal advocate.
I am a legal advocate. I am a researcher. I've been in the legal field since
It's funny how whenever she said, I am a legal advocate, it kind of sounded like she said an illegal advocate. Freudian slip much?
2011. And in this capacity, I feel that it's necessary, if I'm going to continue to operate appropriately as a legal advocate, that I start to advocate for myself.
Now, isn't it the case, y'all? I've heard and I believe I've read, I don't have a source available right away, but isn't it the case that the only reason why she had a job as legal research is she got into some sort of relationship with someone working on her case and ended up living with them and they kind of gave her a job? Just saying.
And also advocate for my daughter. I'm doing this both
She has no business mentioning her daughter.
personally for me, but in a professional capacity. My goal is to continue to help give a voice to people, to give people tools and resources that they can utilize so they actually know where they can turn to.
None other than Gypsy Rose says that Casey should not be giving legal advice to anyone, let alone making them pay for it. You'll recall Gypsy Rose served 7 years in prison for her role in the 2015 murder of her own mother. But she's apparently offering advice to Luigi Mangione. You know him, the man accused of killing the United Healthcare CEO. And Gypsy Rose is also offering some advice to the Menendez brothers as well.
It's funny to me that the lady's tone is like so outraged that Gypsy dared weigh in on this.
Well, so the question we're asking our power panel, is Gypsy right to call out Casey? Let's bring in our...
Well, I mean, before we go into it, I'm just going to share my opinion with y'all. Gypsy might be speaking truth, and it might also still absolutely not be her place to speak on what people who are believed to be murderers should and shouldn't do when she is a convicted murderer who pled guilty. And the relationship is just as close with Casey and her daughter as Gypsy and Dee Dee. It's a mother-daughter situation either way. So, yeah.
Our guests with me this morning, Dr. Debbie Goodman, Jennifer Coffendorfer, and Joe Tamburino. Good morning to you all. Okay, Dr. Debbie, what do you say?
Wow, Julie, I don't know whether to laugh or cry at this cast of characters here.
Cast of characters. That cracks me up.
Proclaimed professionalism and expertise. I mean, I think based on our policies and procedures of guests that you have on the program and those of us in the field with the educational background, practitioner-based experience, I'm not sure how one can simply proclaim to be a legal advocate. And it's just very confusing to me how and why that's the crown these individuals want to wear, when those of us who really do the deep dive into their backgrounds know the heinous conduct displayed. So I almost think it's laughable.
Right.
She's so right. It is laughable. There are expectations to actually being a professional advocate, that you have credentials and things more than experience with being accused or pleading guilty to murder. It makes no sense, y'all.
Right, Dr. Debbie, they both don't have a great track record. Jen Coffendorfer, your thoughts on this?
Well, good morning. This is my thought. Money, money, money.
Yeah.
You know, right now, Gypsy Rose is worth about $3 million.
I don't think
and that's because of what she does on social media. And Casey Anthony is just looking at getting right aboard that gravy train and riding it. If you look at what she says, everything is I and me, and I was thrust into this, and this has been asked of me or put upon me. It's all baloney. It's about the dollar bill.
Yep.
Oh, I love that analysis, Jen. Thank you.
100%.
Joe Tamburino, what do you think? Is Gypsy right to call out Casey?
Yeah, she's absolutely right. I mean, it's too bad it's coming from that kind of a source, but she's absolutely right. And I agree with Jennifer. And this is all about the money. And, certain cases, people should just go away. In the Casey Anthony case, I mean, we all knew what happened back with Kaylee's death in 2008. And at this point in time, she should just stay in the background. I don't see a reason why she's doing this other than the money.
Yeah.
Right, Joe. Great points. And that's been the public sentiment. Go away, Casey, is what so many people are saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Casey responded to her critics, telling them, quote, she's not afraid of them. Says, you've tried to silence me for years. I chose to live a private life. I still will. I still spoke out. I still have fought for my daughter, Kaylee, and that she'll continue that fight. So we also want to know, how long do we think Casey's legal advocacy career is going to last? Dr. Debbie, back to you.
I think until she realizes.
I would say short-lived, Julie. It's the topic of the moment, and I agree with Joe. This should just be somebody who now leads a humble, low-key life rather than, and I think it does speak to the grandiosity and the narcissism that a lot of these individuals have. They're in this.
Same with Gypsy Rose, too. A humble, low-key life is what she needs to do, but whatever.
Spotlight, and they become infamous, and then they think, okay, I can reinvent myself, and I still want the spotlight and all eyes on me. And yes, of course, the monetary aspect, I think, is at the forefront, but I also believe there's this attention grab and wanting to be in the spotlight, which is the motivation.
For sure. Dr. Debbie, thank you. So we see most of the comments are very, very, very negative. We did find one positive one. I want to share it in fairness to Ms. Anthony. This person writes, I created a Substack account to connect with you. I've been judged and slandered for things I didn't do. If this is your calling, I'm here with you, not against you, Casey. Aw. Jen Coffindaffer, what do you think about how America united to say, Casey Anthony, go have a seat somewhere with your legal advocacy nonsense now?
We need to unite to say the same thing to Gypsy Rose about prison reform, because she has said so many times she felt free in prison. She got to grow in prison. She really sounds like didn't have much of a problem in prison. County jail she's complained about, but I haven't heard her complain about prison unless she's actually wanting to talk to someone famous about prison reform, like what she did with Kim Kardashian. All right, y'all. Oh, and it seems like Kim Kardashian is pretty well ignoring her. Did y'all see Gypsy Rose out there buying the Good American jeans to try and get Chloe's attention? Guess if she can't get Kim's attention, Chloe's will do. So y'all remember Gypsy telling us that she was going to be stepping back from social media now that the baby was born, and there would be very, very limited, show promotion and stuff. Let's take a look at her TikTok.
Hey everybody, so tonight
my life is complicated enough. The last thing I come on, get ready. Airplane mode.
come with me as I go to LA, looking stunning. No filter here needed.
Here they go.
Okay, so I know I'm super pale right now because... Hey everyone, so I just received a package from a company called Posh. Hey everybody, so I've got some big news. Hey y'all, so I ordered jeans from this company called Good American.
This company called...
Hey everyone, so I will be going to...
Okay, y'all, does that seem like somebody trying to get off social media? I feel like when Gypsy says, I'm going to get off social media, it's like when Fancy says, I'm going to stop covering Gypsy. What do y'all think?